don't listen to the "you're not a real trucker if" crowd. There's people in trucking that'll tell you you're not a real trucker if you don't know how to drive a manual. You're not a real trucker if you haven't driven in the mountains. I'm out here just starting my truck right now. I'm in Virginia. We had some snow come, and I was talking to a guy the other day, and I was letting him know, man, if it snows, I'm not going out. And he's like, huh? I'm like, yeah, boss, I don't drive in the snow. To me, that's just an invite for stuff to happen. And he started with the, man, you ain't no real trucker if you ain't driving in the snow. He was joking with me, but like, there's people out here that'll say that to you seriously. Don't pay attention to those guys. That's not the objective in trucking, to learn how to drive in the snow. It's something that you got to do. Don't get it twisted, but the objective, the goal in trucking, particularly when you're new, is to stay focused on providing and earning and being able to make money and being able to support your family. The goal is not to become an owner-op. That's not what you need to be thinking about, particularly when you're newer. The goal is not to have a fast truck so you can get up and down the road faster because you believe that driving faster will allow you to do more work. It doesn't always work out like that. The goal, again, is to provide for your family. When you're newer, the goal is to get through your training period as quick as you can, as quick as you need to. If you need more time in the truck with the trainer, obviously you should take it. But the goal is to get through your training period when you're newer as quick as possible so that you can put yourself in a position as quick as possible to be able to maximize your company's pay plan. That is the goal. That's what you need to be focused on. A faster truck does not always equate to doing more work. Being an owner-operator does not always equate to making more money. The goal when you're newer is to keep your driving record good so that you stay in control of your ability to be able to leave and find another company if that's something that you decide you want to do at any point in your trucking career. Now, full transparency here, I've never been a company driver. I've always been on the independent side of trucking. I'm an owner-operator right now, but even before I was an owner-operator, I was a 1099 truck driver. So I've never been like a company driver. But in my opinion, there's a lot of similarities between the things that owner-operator, a new owner-operator, and a company driver need to be focused on. Both of us need to be focused when we're newer on managing our expectations in trucking. That's one of the main reasons why people end up leaving trucking or leaving a certain aspect of trucking, because it's not what they expect it to be. We all have to deal with that. We all have to deal with how to engage with the changes that happen in trucking, be them big changes like regulations and laws, or something's not happening the same as it used to with the company that you're pulling for, the company that you're driving for. And like when that happens, you need to know what to do and how to manage that. We all got to deal with that. We all have to deal with being financially responsible, owner-operators and company drivers. So in my opinion, there's a lot of similarities between the way or the things that owner-operators have to learn to do and be focused on and company drivers. That's why I totally feel qualified to speak on this subject. If any of you guys that are listening to this video have experience with being a company driver, you're not newer, you're not the person that I'm actually talking to in this video. If you want to go into depth with any of the stuff that I'm sharing, please feel free to down in the comments. You newer drivers, my viewers here on the Helpful Trucker channel, in my opinion, they're the most helpful audience on YouTube. So after you watch the video, be sure to go down in the comments and check out the comments. I'm sure there'll be some helpful stuff down there for you. But back to what I was saying, all this other stuff isn't the goal in trucking when you're newer as a company driver or as an owner-operator. Driving a shiny new 379 is, in most cases, not going to make you more money. A different truck doesn't necessarily make you more money. A lot of guys have the dream to drive that shiny new truck or that shiny classic truck. Again, family, it's about providing for your family. It's about earning and providing for yourself and for your future. And I'm just making a point that a lot of these things that people are focused on don't necessarily equate to more money. A different truck does not equate to more money. Being an owner-operator does not necessarily equate to more money. Driving faster, again, does not necessarily equate to making more money. What does equate to making more money is less maintenance. So like my truck that I have right here, a 2007 International 9400. I bought the truck for $10,000. And in my opinion, it's the best investment financially that I've ever made in my life. The maintenance bill isn't much on this truck, and I don't have a payment on it. So all of the money that I make, I'm not having to put it on an expensive truck payment. To me, that is what it's about in trucking, being able to bring home more money. Now, if you're at the point that you are able to drive a shiny classic truck, a big Pete or a Freightliner or whatever, obviously that's no problem. I'm not criticizing those guys. I'm just saying that understand that a different truck, a shiny truck with a bunch of chrome, in most cases, family, don't equate to more money. So you're newer in trucking, you've gotten yourself in the position as a company driver where you're making money, you're starting to maximize your company's pay plan as a new owner operator. You know, you got the work coming in, you're making money. The next thing that we all need to be focused on as we're newer is what to do with the money and how to manage the money. And the worst thing you can do, or one of the worst things you can do that most of us do, not just as truckers, but as people that aren't used to making much money, first thing we do is we want to start spending more money. Well, the first thing that you need to be focused on as a newer driver, truck driver, is managing your debts, managing your new debts, and doing your best to not get into any new debt. At the same time, you want to be saving money and you want to be paying off your old debts so that you can keep more of your paycheck. Dave Ramsey says the thing that we have most control over that decides whether we're going to be better off financially in the future or not is our income. And most people don't have control of their income, meaning when it comes in, it's owed out to everybody. You want to put yourself in a position where you got control over your income, where you're keeping, you're able to keep a good portion of the money that you make so that you can invest in your future. Now, when I say invest, it might be the stock market. That's what it might be for you. If you don't know what to invest in, I would say you need to be focused on investing in yourself. You need to be focused on investing in your knowledge so that you make yourself more valuable. As you make yourself more valuable, you can command more money. Making yourself more valuable may be increasing your knowledge in certain areas of trucking, but it could also be increasing your knowledge in other areas and things that don't have nothing to do with trucking. That's kind of the path that I suggest that you go in, because trucking is volatile. Trucking is up and down, and you want to put yourself in position as far as financially as quick as possible. You want to be able to have more than one source of income. You want to put yourself in a position where you're not totally reliant on the truck to be able to bring in income. I was told that it's a poor rat that has one hole to go and get cheese from. Same way financially, it's a poor individual that has one source of income, because anything can happen with that one source of income. And again, trucking is volatile. So it's not a bad idea to invest your money in knowledge and in skills that allow you to be able to make money outside of trucking, so that when changes happen in trucking, when laws or regulations switch up that you don't like, you're not as bothered by it, because you're not fully reliant on trucking to be able to pay your bills. Or when something happens at the company that you're pulling for, which is another subject that I would say that I would want to address real quick before I close out this video. And again, this is for, owner operators, new owner operators, or company drivers. Again, I've never been a company driver, but as an owner operator, I have been presented with a situation where the company that I'm pulling for, or the place that I'm pulling out of, things change. Now, if I was a company driver, I wouldn't be a job hopper. I'm not a job hopper as an owner operator. I know some owner operators that will bounce around as soon as things get slow, or as soon as things get a little bit weird, they got other stuff lined up. Kudos to those guys. I, as an owner operator, have always been the type of individual to try to stick with where I am. And when things get slow, you got to understand that happens sometimes. But in my opinion, you're going to be better off not being a job hopper, focusing in your first few years on getting through your training period, getting to the point that you can maximize your pay plan, and then finding a company or sticking with the company that you're with. Because as you stick with them, they're gonna see you differently, they're gonna value differently, you're gonna start to get better loads, they're gonna start to understand more about how you work, you're gonna understand better how they work. And to me, that's the play you need to be focused on running in trucking for the first 2 to 5 years. Feel free to leave your comments on what I'm sharing in this video, whether you agree or disagree. I want the newer truck driver, the newer owner operator that's going to be watching this video, to be able to get a full perspective of what to be thinking about when you're newer in trucking.